Never ignore leg cramps, because sometimes that little jolt in your calf in the middle of the night, it's not just a cramp, it's your body pleading for help. And if you ever had to jump out of bed at 2 a.m. doing the cramp dance while gripping the wall for balance, you know exactly what I mean. You might think it's just part of getting older, something to deal with, or maybe you've even blamed it on bad sleep or dehydration. But here's the truth. Those painful spasms are your body's way of flashing a warning sign. And the answer to stopping them? It might be sitting in your fridge right now. Today, we're going to talk about 5 simple, everyday foods that can help prevent leg cramps and keep your legs strong and steady, especially as we get older. No fancy pills, no expensive supplements, just real, nourishing food that works with your body instead of against it. Now, if you're someone who enjoys being active, whether it's a daily walk around the neighborhood, tending to your garden, or keeping up with the grandkids, keeping your legs healthy isn't just about comfort, it's about freedom. Because the moment those muscles start misbehaving, everything else gets harder. Standing too long, walking upstairs, even sleeping. And if there's one thing none of us want, it's to feel like our legs are working against us. So let's fix that, starting today. Let's begin with a food that doesn't just help. It's absolutely essential for muscle support. I'm talking about the humble banana. You've probably heard bananas are rich in potassium, right? But here's the kicker. Potassium is one of the most important minerals for preventing cramps because it helps your muscles contract and relax smoothly. When you're low on potassium, those contractions can go haywire. And boom, you're clutching your leg in the middle of the night. But bananas do more than that. They also contain magnesium, another cramp-fighting mineral, along with natural sugars that give your muscles quick energy. It's like a little yellow leg healer in a peel. And the best part? You don't need to eat a bunch of them every day. Just one ripe banana in the morning or as an afternoon snack can work wonders over time. Of course, I get it, not everyone's a banana fan. Maybe the texture's not your thing, or you've been told to watch your sugar intake. Don't worry, there's another food that's just as powerful and it comes in green. Spinach. Yep, that leafy green you may have been pushing to the side of your plate as a kid, now it's your new best friend. Spinach is packed with magnesium, which works alongside calcium and potassium to keep your muscles from tightening up unexpectedly. But it doesn't stop there. Spinach is also full of folate and iron, which help with circulation, another key to preventing cramps. Poor circulation means your muscles aren't getting enough oxygen-rich blood, especially at night. That can cause cramping, tingling, or that heavy leg feeling that makes even short walks feel like marathon. But adding spinach to a salad, tossing it into a smoothie, or even wilting it into some scrambled eggs, that's how you sneak in a dose of muscle-saving nutrients without any fuss. And while we're on the subject of keeping your legs strong, there's another food that doesn't always get the credit it deserves, but it's quietly one of the most powerful anti-cramp allies in your kitchen: sweet potatoes. Now, don't let the name fool you. These aren't just tasty holiday side dishes. Sweet potatoes are nutritional powerhouses. They're loaded with potassium, more than bananas, believe it or not, and they're also full of magnesium and calcium, the 3 minerals your muscles crave the most. What makes sweet potatoes even better is that they release their energy slowly. That means they help regulate blood sugar, keeping your muscles fed with steady energy. You're less likely to experience that nighttime crash that can lead to a cramp. And they're incredibly versatile. Bake them, mash them, roast them with a bit of olive oil and rosemary. They're like comfort food and medicine all in one. So now we talk about bananas, spinach, and sweet potatoes, 3 delicious, easy-to-find foods that can actually help you stay out of the leg cramp trap and on your feet, doing the things you love. But what if I told you there's a simple drink that can do just as much good? Not coffee, not sports drinks, but something that's been hiding in plain sight. Not coffee, not sports drinks, but something that's been hiding in plain sight: coconut water. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that just trendy water in fancy packaging? It might seem like a new fad, but for people over 60, coconut water can actually be a game changer. And here's why. It's packed with electrolytes, especially potassium and magnesium, and they work together like a symphony to keep your muscles calm and your nerves firing properly. Unlike sugary sports drinks that come loaded with artificial ingredients, coconut water is nature's own electrolyte drink. And when you're over 60, your body doesn't hold on to fluids or minerals the way it used to. Even a mild loss of hydration can mess with muscle performance and trigger those cramping episodes. Just 1 small glass a day, especially after exercise or a long walk, can help restore balance. It hydrates you faster than plain water alone and gives your muscles a dose of the minerals they've been begging for. Bonus, it tastes pretty good chilled, and if you want to mix it into smoothies, that works too. But let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: calcium. We all know it's good for bones, but what many people don't realize is that calcium also plays a vital role in keeping muscles steady. When you don't get enough calcium, muscles can spasm. Sound familiar? So the next food on our list is a classic, comforting one, and you might already have it in your fridge: yogurt. Yes, good old-fashioned yogurt is rich in calcium, magnesium, and potassium, the trifecta of cramp prevention. It's like a little miracle in a bowl. And if you're someone who's had to cut back on dairy, there are great lactose-free or plant-based options like almond milk yogurt that still give you plenty of calcium. Yogurt is easy to eat, easy to digest, and you can dress it up however you like. Add a handful of berries, a drizzle of honey, or even toss in some chia seeds for a fiber boost. It's not just a snack, it's fuel for your muscles and bones. And here's something important to keep in mind. As we age, our appetite for big meals tends to shrink. That's normal, but it also means we need to make the most of the foods we do eat. Every bite should count. That's why yogurt is such a good choice: small portion, big benefit. Now, I want to pause for a second here and ask you something. Have you ever noticed how leg cramps always seem to strike when you're finally resting? Maybe it's right when you're drifting off to sleep or halfway through your favorite TV show. Legs kicked up, feet finally off the ground, bam, that sudden sharp pull. It feels like betrayal, doesn't it? But it's not your body turning on you. It's your body trying to tell you something: that it needs better fuel, that it's time to work with your muscles instead of against them. And speaking of working with your muscles, let's not forget hydration. Not just what you drink, but what you eat. That brings us to another unsung hero in the fight against leg cramps: watermelon. Juicy, sweet, and surprisingly powerful, watermelon is rich in water content. Over 90%, in fact, make it a great way to stay hydrated without having to force yourself to drink more water if that's something you struggle with. But there's more going on under the surface than just hydration. Watermelon contains an amino acid called L-citrulline, which helps improve blood flow. And better blood flow means more oxygen reaching your leg muscles, especially at night, when poor circulation is often to blame for those painful cramps. Plus, it's got potassium to boot. Slice it, cube it, blend it into juice. However you take it, your legs will thank you. Now, let's take a moment here. If you're someone who's tried stretches, rubbed on creams, or popped pain relievers every time your leg sees up, I see you. We've all been there. But what if I told you that what you eat can make all the difference? That your daily meals could actually be your best defense? That's what this is really about. Taking control back in a simple, natural way. Using food not just to fill your belly, but to fuel your freedom. Because when your legs feel good, you feel good. You're more confident to go for a walk, to meet friends, to get outside and enjoy the day. You stop worrying about that next cramp and start living again. And listen, this isn't about perfection. You don't have to turn into a health nut overnight. Nobody's asking you to give up your favorite dishes or follow some complicated diet plan. It's about small, steady changes. Swapping a soda for coconut water, adding a scoop of yogurt to your breakfast, throwing a handful of spinach into your lunch. That's it. Those little shifts, they stack up, and your body notices. Now I want you to picture something for a second. Imagine getting through an entire night without being jolted awake by that all too familiar cramp in your calf. No more pacing around the room at 3 a.m. No more rubbing your legs in frustration. Just deep, uninterrupted sleep and the feeling of waking up rested, ready, and in control. Feels good, doesn't it? That's not some far-off dream. That's what starts to happen when your body gets the right support. And that brings us to the final food on our list. It's simple. It's delicious. And if you've ever cooked a hearty soup or stew, there's a good chance it's already been on your plate. Beans. Yes, beans. Black beans, kidney beans, lentils, chickpeas. Take your pick. These little powerhouses are full of magnesium and potassium, two of the biggest players in muscle function and cramp prevention. But here's what makes beans stand out. They're also packed with fiber and protein, which help regulate blood sugar and keep you full longer. Why does that matter? Because unstable blood sugar levels, those up and down spikes and crashes, can lead to muscle fatigue. And fatigued muscles are much more likely to misfire, especially when you're resting. Keeping your blood sugar steady helps your muscles stay calm and collected, not twitchy and tight. Beans also contain B vitamins, especially B6 and folate, which support your nervous system, the communication line between your brain and your muscles. The better that line works, the fewer misfires and the fewer nighttime surprises. It's like upgrading the wiring in your house. Everything just runs smoother. And if you're wondering how to get more beans into your meals without overcomplicating things, don't worry. You don't need to make a gourmet dish. Add some black beans to salad, warm up some lentil soup, or toss chickpeas with olive oil and a little sea salt for a crunchy snack. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be consistent. But here's the bigger message I want to share with you today. And this might be the most important part of all. When you're over 60, you've already faced a lot. Your body has carried you through decades of ups, downs, and everything in between. And now, more than ever, it deserves a little extra care. Not out of fear, not because something is wrong, but because you can feel better. You can move with more ease. You can take back control. Sometimes we fall into the trap of thinking that pain and discomfort are just part of the deal as we age, that it's normal, that it's expected. But let me tell you, normal doesn't mean unavoidable, and common doesn't mean permanent. You got more power than you think. The small choices you make each day, what you eat, what you drink, how you move, they add up. You don't have to chase some perfect lifestyle. You just need to start. And you already have, just by being here. And if anyone tries to tell you that leg cramps are just something you have to live with, kindly smile and hand them a sweet potato, because you know better now. You know that food is not just about keeping hunger away. It's about feeding strength, rebuilding balance, and restoring peace to your body, especially your legs, those hardworking limbs that still have so many more steps to take. And don't forget, this isn't about being perfect every single day. It's about giving your body what it needs more often than not. Some days you'll hit the mark. Some days you won't. That's okay. What matters is the direction you're heading in, and you're heading toward better days, more energy, less discomfort, more freedom, fewer interruptions at night. That's the payoff. And that's why this isn't just a list of foods. It's a call to action, a reminder that no matter what age you are, your body is still listening to how you treat it. It's still adapting, still changing, still capable of healing and strengthening, one good choice at a time. So keep going. You've come this far. So let's take a deep breath and soak this in together. Your legs, your sleep, your comfort, your freedom, they're worth protecting. We've talked about some powerful allies hiding in plain sight. Bananas for their muscle-calming potassium, spinach for circulation and magnesium, sweet potatoes for steady energy, coconut water for hydration that goes beyond plain old water, yogurt for calcium and muscle relaxation, watermelon for hydration and improved blood flow, and beans, those humble little heroes, loaded with the minerals and fiber your muscles quietly crave. But let's be honest here, this was never just about food, was it? This was about taking back control. Because when you're 60, 70, or even 80 and beyond, the little things matter more than ever. The way you eat, the way you rest, the way you treat your body when no one's watching. These are the decisions that shape how you feel tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to transform your entire diet overnight, or give up the meals that bring you joy. What you can do is add. Add what helps, add what supports, add what heals, and trust that those additions, no matter how small they seem, do make a difference. Because the truth is, your legs are your independence. They carry you to the kitchen to make that morning cup of tea. They help you step out into the garden. They keep you moving forward when the grandkids come running through the door. They are your connection to movement, freedom, and life. So yes, the cramps are frustrating. They're painful. They're disruptive. But they're also an invitation, a wake-up call, a whisper from your body saying, "Hey, I need a little help down here." And now, you know exactly how to answer. Here's the beautiful part. Your muscles respond quickly to care. Give them what they need: hydration, minerals, balanced blood sugar. And they'll reward you with less pain, better sleep, more energy, and confidence in every step. It won't be instant, but it will be worth it. And just imagine, one day you might look back and realize you haven't had a cramp in weeks or even months. That's not luck. That's you. That's the result of small, quiet victories stacking up meal by meal, choice by choice. So here's what I want to leave you with. Keep listening to your body. Keep feeding it what it needs. Keep choosing support over shortcuts. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're just getting started. And if you found this helpful, if something in here sparked a thought, a change, or even just made you feel seen, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what's working for you. Have you tried any of these foods? Do you have your own tricks to beat the cramps? Share them. Someone else reading might need exactly what you have to say. And if this video made you feel more in control, more hopeful, or just a little more informed, go ahead and give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe. We got plenty more tips, encouragement, and feel-good guidance coming your way, especially for those of us in life's richer, wiser chapters. Because here's to strong legs, deep sleep, and peaceful nights. Here's to waking up without pain. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've earned it.